Welcome to another episode of Hood Game. I'm your host, the 40-year-old gamer. And today, I want to talk about what's going on in the media and what's going around in America. Today, they had a massive layoff all across tech companies around the country. And just to let y'all know, Microsoft was not excluded from that. Microsoft was actually included in that, and I'm gonna show y'all today. Yes, Microsoft laid off a lot of people, a whole lot of people, and even though it's only like maybe 8% of their staff, but it's a lot of people that got laid off today, man. And it ain't just Microsoft, man. It's happening in tech companies all across the country. And I'm gonna just show you some clips of it that, these layoffs are real, man. And Microsoft actually is included in that. PlayStation was laying a lot of workers off in 2023, but they said 2024 was gonna be that year that a lot of tech companies start laying a lot of tech people off, and I don't want to hold y'all up for too long, man. I'm just here to report the news, man, whether it's good or whether it's bad, from Microsoft, man. So without further ado, let's see what's going on in the tech industry today. Not just Microsoft, but a lot of tech companies, if not all tech companies that's in America. Let's see.
As mixed signals. While more Americans are definitely feeling positive, there are still some warning signs. ABC's Rena Roy is here now with more on that. Good morning, Rena.
Brianna, good morning to you. That's right. The layoffs are already piling up this year, and we're just a few weeks into 2024. Wayfair announcing it's preparing to lay off at least 13% of its global workforce. And the publisher of the iconic Sports Illustrated magazine saying that most of its staff will be let go. The union calling it a very difficult
everybody
day
is getting
for its
laid off.
members. And it comes after Macy's announcement earlier this week, the company laying off about 3.5% of its total headcount, roughly 2,300 employees. The iconic department store also closing 5 locations. Now, despite the growing number of job cuts, consumer sentiment about the economy was actually up 13% in the first half of January compared to December, according to the University of Michigan. And that's likely because inflation has been cooling and mortgage interest rates dropping. Gas prices are also lower, and those are key indicators when it comes to boosting positivity amongst Americans. And the White House taking a victory lap, guys, saying it is just the latest sign that President Biden's economic plan is delivering results that more Americans are feeling.
About the details.
This ain't good, y'all.
Yeah,
it ain't
we
good,
are facing a real chaos all across the company. I'm getting texts still right now. I'm getting texts from people saying they don't know if they're being laid off. Some people are finding out because their Slack is deactivated. I'm told by a Blizzard spokesperson that everybody should find out by the end of the day if they'll have jobs or not, all 1,900 people. But it's just chaos over there right now.
What took me by surprise, and I'm interested if it took you as well, is some of the senior executives that are on the out. In particular, the president, Mike Barra, who I think previously said he wasn't for going and he was going to have to be dragged out, and as well as the chief design officer, who is actually a co-founder.
People are very upset they're losing their jobs after all those years.
Technically is, but he's really the founder of Blizzard. He's the kind of guy and was for a very long time. Yeah, we're talking about a massive change over there. I think a lot of people kind of expected that Mike Ybarra might be on the way out for various reasons. And
Mr.
I think
Barra's on the way out the door.
Let's say he ruffled some feathers within Blizzard over the course of a couple of disastrous meetings last year and a couple of decisions that people weren't thrilled about. But still, it's a big surprise. Blizzard also canceled one of their big games, a game that was codenamed Odyssey. It was kind of a survival game. Comes as crazy timing this week, given that Pal World, the kind of Pokemon with guns survival game that is selling bazillions of copies, just came out. But yeah, it's really bloodier. I mean, I had been hearing rumors that layoffs might be coming to Blizzard, but even this is way bigger and bloodier than I expected.
Jobs at Activision Blizzard and Xbox as the tech landscape resets. What is the story now for startups? That's the focus of today's Tech Check with our Deirdre Bosa. Morning, Dee.
Hey, good morning, Carl. It has just been a
Damn, this is
brutal
bad,
year so far
Microsoft.
for tech workers, and behind the scenes at these private startups, it is even worse. Former Silicon Valley darlings like Brex recently cut a fifth of its workforce, Discord 17% of it. I sat down this morning with VC and founder Jack Abraham of Atomic, who thinks that 2024 will be the year of the mass extinction event for startups as cash dries up. Have a listen.
If you look at the data at the end of last year, so December timeframe, 2/3 of all the startup companies had less than a year of runway left in the bank. That's really concerning. So during boom times, companies tend to raise debt. It's very easy to raise. Companies are now tapping into that debt. A lot of them are actually out of their equity capital. And all of a sudden, those debtors can come up and they can say, hey, we need to be paid back. And companies can get caught in a really tough spot. So this year, we're certainly going to see some sort of a mass extinction event as companies run out of capital. Sometimes that will involve wind down. Sometimes that'll almost put companies on what venture capitalists like to refer to as a zombie path, a zombie company, which is slim it down, don't take sort of the press hit from it.
Wow.
Zombie path and mass extinction event, neither of those sounds good. He says that startups
Sure
in
don't.
interest rate sensitive sectors like fintech and prop tech, they will be the most vulnerable, which we are already seeing with Brex, for example, and those big layoffs. While generative AI companies, no surprise, continue to raise money and hire, especially as the public mega caps use their huge balance sheets to fund them. Now, we did end, though, on a positive note, hopefully for the tech workers that are facing some of these mass layoffs. He says that what we're seeing will eventually lead to more opportunity.
Some major tech companies have announced another round of job cuts. Google,
Amen.
Amazon, and Snap are among the companies continuing to downsize. KTVU South Bay reporter LaMonica
Why is everybody
live now in Mountain
downsizing?
View at
It's
Google
weird.
headquarters with more on this latest round of layoffs. LaMonica.
What is going on?
Julie, the analysts I spoke with say these companies are simply evaluating their bottom lines, and the job cuts that they are having right now are simply to shore up their companies and to make sure that they are still making their profits.
The data that's come out has shown that the tech industry has been laying off people really pretty aggressively.
Google, Amazon, Snap, and Zillow say they're making more cuts to their workforce. Neither Google nor Amazon disclosed how many jobs were being cut this time. Tech
Wow.
reporter and analyst
Giants
Ian
are
Sherr
making
says
cuts,
the cuts
man.
are most
Giant
likely
companies.
continuing fallout from the pandemic.
The way the economy has worked has shifted a lot over those last 4 years. We've seen inflation come up. Now we've seen it start going down. We've seen interest rates going up, all of these types of things. So it is somewhat part of the natural cycle to see layoffs in some companies.
Amazon's most recent layoffs will affect employees in Europe, Latin America, and North America. This is also the fifth round of job cuts for Google since September and the third round of cuts for its parent company, Alphabet.
The 9-county Bay Area lost, almost 17,000 jobs last month, which was the, worst job loss we saw, monthly job loss we saw since Omicron hit in late 2020, early 2021.
Both Snap and Zillow are also cutting about 24 jobs from their workforce. Roy says interest rates are at a 22-year high, and companies will continue to make cost-cutting decisions.
Still, many companies are making decisions around these high interest rates, which of course keeps the economy growing more slowly, and reduces, companies' need to hire more people or retain people.
Developing news from the video game industry, Microsoft is laying off nearly 2,000 employees at Activision, Blizzard, and Xbox. The cuts reflect about 8% of Microsoft's gaming division. These layoffs come around the same time that Riot Games, Google, Twitch, and other tech companies announced cuts as well. Microsoft acquired Activision Blizzard for $68 billion in October of last year.
Yeah, man, I can't tell you what's going on with all these cuts and layoffs that's happening right now. I don't know. It just seemed kind of weird that Microsoft just bought Activision Blizzard for like $68 billion, and y'all laying off like 1,900 people. I thought it was, at first, when I was running into videos, I thought it was just Microsoft. So I was going to report on Microsoft, but then I kept, looking into it and found out it's damn near all tech companies in America. For some reason, they chose today to cut make huge cuts throughout all the major companies, tech companies in America. I don't know what's going on, but I know that Microsoft ain't really hurt from that because, you know, they only, to cut 1,900 people and to lose only like 8% of your staff is crazy. But and then another crazy thing about the whole situation, about this whole cut situation, is the fact that Microsoft is they only lost like 8% of their workforce, 8% of their workforce. So I don't know if this is like temporary, that these people are gonna lose their jobs, or is this for good? You know, like they said, President Biden and all of them was happy. I don't know what that was about, but you know, I ain't gonna even get into all that. All I know is that, you know, you're gonna, when it comes to these major tech companies like Microsoft and Sony and all that, you gotta expect cuts. But what's really going on in the industry is right now stocks is up and down for most companies, but I can tell you this, stocks are actually up for Microsoft. That's why I don't understand why they even had to cut anybody, but you know, I guess they cutting back just like everybody else. So, you know, like I said, Google got hit, Snap got hit, which I don't really know what Snap is. I don't know if that's Twitter or what, but or some type of Instagram or what, but because I'm not on social media like that. I only go on social media for YouTube to make my game videos, report on news and stuff with my game videos, and play games on my channel. And you know, like, I don't know what's going on, man. But it don't even matter though, man. Y'all stay safe out there. You know, Pal World. That's what I want to talk about. Pal World is doing, it's a huge success on the Xbox, man. They're even selling it in a bundle with the Xbox Series S in North Korea, you know. So that's even a shocker right there. Like, they already got it bundled with the Series S, and they moving a lot of Series S's over in North Korea, man, because of that. But anyways, thank y'all for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And until next time, y'all too old to be playing video games.